guys, welcome back to Grawnya's Home and Kitchen. So today I decided I was going to make a cranberry and white chocolate scone. The reason I decided to make this is because I am so sick of eating chocolate and chips and crisps and all that stuff that I decided I'd make something probably not healthy, but healthier than all the chocolate I'm eating. I actually am getting migraines now because all we're doing is eating. I don't know if you guys are the same. So this COVID-19 is just, it's so historic, isn't it? I mean, who would have thought that we'd all be isolating ourselves? I went to the grocery store today. I was 25 minutes almost lining up to get in. I was at the superstore and the lineup was the whole length of the building and around the side. So, and I had a very eventful day actually. So then I came out, so I was rear-ended in my car about 2 weeks ago, and I have a rental car. So I put my groceries in, threw my purse in, closed the trunk, went to put my cart away, and I got locked out of my car. So because it was a rental car, I didn't have a spare key and I had to call CAA. So anyway, they came, great guy came and opened up the door for me. So I was able to come home and do this bit of baking. So I have a couple of things actually on the horizon for today. I'm also going to make a vegetable lasagna, which I will put up later today. And I'm also going to update you on a video I'm doing about making sourdough starter. So we have a couple of things in the pipeline today. So let's start. So I'm going to use my original scone recipe for this. I'm just going to swap out the raisins for cranberries and I'm going to add the chocolate. I will make it slightly wetter than I normally make my scones because I'm going to cut them into triangles. So here in Canada they call them tea biscuits. So that's the way I'm going to do them, and I'm probably going to glaze them maybe with a little bit of icing sugar and lemon juice if I have any. I have to check on that later. So let us begin. I took bowls out because my plan was I was going to weigh ahead of time, but of course I haven't done that. So let's just start with our flour. So 2 cups of flour, but I always like to heat my flour a little bit. So let me just get this out. How can I say, now not too much, but I'm just going to heat it just a little bit. Because the longer you're making scones, so you can see they're just slightly heated. Okay, so there's 2 cups of flour. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Glasses on, find a teaspoon. 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now I know there's going to be white chocolate in this. Okay, so I'm going to mix. Ciarán, I'm videoing. And a 1/4 pound of butter. So how I measure my butter, I roughly find the half point mark and then the half point of that again. So that's our 1/4 pound of butter. Now I'm going to because I just took this out of the fridge, so I'm going to just chop it into chunks just so I can break it up easier when it's in my flour. So now we're going to add our butter. Make sure you've washed your hands really well. You should do this anyway, whether the COVID virus or not. Okay, so I have my flour, sugar, baking soda and butter here, and now I'm just going to blend in the butter with my fingers. Okay guys, so I forgot to tell you again, put your oven on in Ireland to between 190 and 200 and Canada 390 and 400. The reason I give you the 10-degree variance is because everyone's stove is different and you just want to, this is something that you will find the right temperature the more you bake, okay? So to this I'm going to add a cup of dried cranberries. Oops. So as we know, normally I would use raisins, but this is going to be cranberry and white chocolate. So a cup of dried cranberries and a 1/2 cup of white chocolate. Okay. Now we're going to mix that through. And now we're going to add our wet ingredients. So now we're going to take a 1/2 cup of milk. I just judge this, guys. Okay guys, so I just added about a half a cup there. You know by the texture of your scone, the more you make them, how much liquid you need to add. Sometimes I need to add it all, sometimes I need to add less. It's hard to predict really until you're actually making them. So into this milk I'm going to crack an egg. And I'm just going to whisk it. Just whisk it over here so we don't make too much of a mess. So now I'm just going to add my liquid. So don't add it all at once, just add half to begin with, and then just mix it around with your hands. And you'll know, like if it's not incorporating, you'll know you have to add more. So I'm just going to add some more. Now as I say, I'm going to do these a little bit wetter than I do my raisin scones, because I'm going more for the tea biscuit texture, which is a little bit wetter than the scone. Okay, so that's pretty good. Maybe a tiny little bit more here. And I'm going to keep that little bit to glaze the top of the scones. Now we're going to use our hand and we're just going to fold it all in on top of itself and get up any dry, see there's some dry flour there. Incorporate that in. So now I'm going to take some flour and I'm going to flour my countertop and just tip out my scones. And put a little bit of flour on top, take off the dough, and then we're just going to gather this all together. And we're going to knead it very lightly. Just to try and incorporate it into a circle. If you watched my raisin scone recipe, you'll remember I said the drier they are, the nicer they are. People differ in their tastes, but like I had people like coming in buying my scones to bring home even in my coffee shop. So whatever it was about my scones, it appealed to the masses. Now I'm sure it didn't appeal to everybody, because I know I've had comments from people who make their scones wetter than I do, but that's just the way I've always made them. Everybody's recipe is different, right? So I've been using this lately. My pans are so old, but this is actually a really good quality pan, but you can see it's blackened from all the baking I've been doing. So I put this on now and I've actually been finding it very useful. So like I say, I'm going to cut these into triangles as opposed to cutting them with a cutter. So I'm going to go down the center, down the center again, and so I'm going to get 8 scones out of this. So they're going to be a nice sized scone, as you can see. Okay, so I'm going to put them on my baking tray. You could use a cutter for these too. I'm just doing them this way, just for something a little bit different. Okay, I'm going to get my little pastry brush. I'm just going to brush the top of them. If you don't have any egg and milk mixture left, don't worry, just put a bit of milk over the top of them. It'll be fine, but it just gives them a little bit of a glazed look. Okay, so now we're going to pop these into the oven. I'm going to check them after 15 minutes and I'll probably bake them between 20 and 25 minutes. Okay guys, I'm multitasking. I'm making my starter and I'm taking my scones out of the oven. So there they are. I just took them out of the oven now. I'm going to cool them on a wire tray and then I'm going to put my glaze on top. Okay guys, so now I'm going to put them over to my tray. We'll do the same. You're listening for that hollow sound. Okay, I'm going to put them over to cool on my wire tray. And don't eat them when they're too hot, guys. You need to, they'll continue baking in the middle, so just leave them till they're cool, maybe 15 minutes or so, and then you can enjoy them. Okay guys, so here are the scones. Now as I say, you don't have to do this, okay? And then just drizzle them with the icing sugar. Just makes them look a bit prettier. I guess if you'd company coming. Okay guys, so now I'm just going to cut the scone open. Do you hear how light it sounds? And now I'm just going to butter it. Still warm in the middle, so they're going to be good. Okay guys, I had 2 of them. They were absolutely delicious, melt in your mouth. I actually had promised my neighbour I'd send her in too, so I had to send Ciarán over straight away because she'd never have got them if I'd kept them here. So guys, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. If you could subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing. Okay, so guys, keep safe, stay indoors. Hopefully we'll see the other side of this virus soon. And as it's Easter weekend, have a wonderful Easter. Take care guys.